Okay, so the second trailer for the Super Mario Brothers movie came out earlier today, and I have since watched it twice, thrice, and maybe a couple more times. I'm not exactly sure. I'm keeping track. Short version, I like it. I really like it. I think the movie looks great. I think the characters look really good. I really love DK's design in this movie. And I think like the music that I've heard sounds really good. I like the renditions of the songs. I think the voice acting sounds very good so far. Like Bowser, as shown in the previous, like the first trailer, he sounds phenomenal. I think Luigi sounds great. I think Peach sounds great. Mario, yes, it is not the Italian accent, but I do hear an accent there. I don't think it's super pronounced, but I do think it is there. I'm not like, man, he's not doing anything. It's just Chris Pratt being Chris Pratt. I'm like, I feel like they are going for something, and I think I like it. There were a couple, he's like, let's go, and I'm like, okay, I heard a bit of an accent there. Wasn't the greatest Mario delivery, but it's something. But at the end, it's like, wahoo, and there was another little Marioism I heard. I was like, those sound a lot better. I really dig that. But there was one thing in the trailer that really stuck out to me. There's a line where Peach is talking, and she's like, there's whole universes out there, galaxies. I'm like, okay, it's Mario, Galaxy, I think one of the greatest games of all time. I think Galaxy is absolutely phenomenal. I still haven't played 2, which I've heard is it's Galaxy, but a little bit better, so I need to at some point. But regardless, you can't talk about Mario and Galaxies and not have Rosalina somewhere in the movie. So I was just kind of thinking about it. I was like, okay, that it feels like it might just be a fun reference, don't get me wrong, but it's like you're showing that in the trailer. She's probably in the movie somewhere. What are they going to do with her? Also, I'm seeing Mario fighting DK, which that just feels right, let's be real. But, like, they're in, like, a big coliseum, so this is some kind of big event. Cranky looks like he's a king, but Peach is the queen, or princess, whatever. She's the ruler of her kingdom, so are they in the Kong kingdom? And if you look in the stands, you can see a bunch of Kongs. Like, there's one image where it's like, oh, there's Diddy and Dixie and Swanky Kong. Okay, like, we're pulling out all the stops here. And so the more I've thought about it, I feel like I have a grip on what the movie is going to be like. And not just like it's humor or anything. Like, I feel like I know what the story is. I think I know what what the beginning of the movie is going to be, and what the ending of the movie is going to be. Like, the ending, and then, like, the kind of mid-credits-y, hype you up for the next thing kind of ending. My theory is the movie's going to start in the Comet Observatory. And it's going to start with the Lumas and Rosalina, and, it's time for bed, it's time to go to sleep, wind down for the night. But the Luma's like, Mama, tell us a story. And Rosalina's like, okay, my dears, okay, my darlings. Which one do you want to hear? We want to hear about Mario. Okay, everyone gather around. I'll go get my book. So she goes over. I'm doing this with my hand a lot. But here we go again. She, goes to her shelf, gets a book. And, she opens it. She starts narrating. And the cover of the book, it's going to have something very iconically Mario. His hat, a mushroom, power star, something like that. She starts reading, she starts narrating, and you're kind of going to hear some of her narration as it cuts to that first scene from the first trailer, which is Bowser going to take over the penguins. And she's going to narrate, how Bowser, King of the Koopas, he's a giant dick, which, of course, that's not what they're going to say. But, he was going to conquer worlds and blah, 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 blah. And then you get that first scene where do you yield? I do not. Blah, blah, blah. And then after Bowser gives his, now who's gonna stop me? You're gonna fade to black. And then we're gonna hear a music cue. And it's gonna be the music to New Donk City. Because I don't think the movie is gonna be like New York or Brooklyn. I think it is deadass gonna be New Donk City. Because that's just a more recognizable Mario location rather than just reality. But also because I think in one of the posters, you got Mario, Luigi, and then I think it's if you look to the right, you can see Pauline. And given how in Odyssey she's the mayor of New Donk City, it could still just be New York. But I feel like New Donk City is just more fun. And so we're going to hear the New Donk City music as, Mario and Luigi are waking up, doing their routine, getting ready for the day, blah, 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 blah. And then they do whatever their day entails. They said Foreman Spike is in the movie, so, they talk to him, they work for him, yada, 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 yada. And at some point, they get isekai'd. I think that moment in the trailer where they're both, flying through the universe, I don't really know how else to put it, is when they're first getting isekai'd and the two of them get separated. So Mario ends up in the Mushroom Kingdom. I guess Luigi ends up in the Koopas, the poor bastard, because of course Luigi would. I think, given the fact that Bowser says in the movie, he's like, I know there's another human, and blah, 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 blah. Okay, so there's probably going to be some kind of prophecy about how humans are gonna save the world, or unite the kingdom, blah, 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 blah. But there's gonna be some kind of prophecy, which is why he's actually worried about Mario and Luigi. So Mario he's gonna get found by Toad, gonna take him to the Mushroom Kingdom, he's gonna meet Peach, who's like, oh my goodness, Bowser's doing all this shit, we have a human, we can train him, we can do this, blah, 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 blah. And after Mario's done and I feel like Mario's whole thing is gonna be like, look, I don't know where I am, I don't know who y'all are, you're fighting a giant turtle. That's not me, I'm not a hero. I just want to find my brother. I'll help you guys however I can, but once I find my brother, I'm gonna dip. If y'all are good with that, then we got nothing to worry about. So they're gonna go on their adventure. I imagine it's partially, to go find Luigi. Possible they are trying to collect Power Stars, which, if I start seeing Mario 64 worlds and Mario 64 maps, I might cry a little bit in the theater. One of my favorite games of all time, probably my most played game of all time, either that or Kingdom Hearts. Oh man, sorry, I just went on a bit of a nostalgia trip. But man, if they climb to the top of Baba Battlefield and fight King Bob and get a Power Star, I might just give it the standing ovation in the middle of the theater. But anyways, they're going to be doing that. And at some point, they end up going to Donkey Kong Country. I don't know what they'll call it. They might, if they actually call it that, I would be super happy. But they might just call it the Kong Kingdom or whatnot. And either to kind of join forces with them or to get their Power Star, which, now that I'm kind of saying it out loud, I feel like that's what it's going to be specifically, because Bowser gets one after dealing with the penguins. Probably every nation has a star. So they go to the Kongs to get their star. Mario has to fight DK, gets his ass whipped, but either makes a comeback or they steal it, whatever. Blah, 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 blah. Like I said, I have some ideas for some things to happen in the movie. I don't know everything that's going to happen, but some point after that, Mario and Luigi are going to get reunited. And it's okay, we're pretty, we've gotten some of the stars, Mario, you've taken some hits, you've taken some damage, but we got your brother back, because you're going to keep helping us, right? Right? And Mario's like, look, I found my brother. I just got the crap kicked out of me by a monkey. Luigi has PTSD from being kidnapped by the turtle. Luigi, do you want to stay here? No, Mario. Okay, yeah, we're gonna go. We're gonna go home. I helped you guys enough. I helped you get some stars. We're gonna go. And Mario and Luigi are going to leave. And somehow, through timey-wimey, spacey-wacy, whatever shenanigans, they're going to end up at the Comet Observatory. Then they're going to actually meet Rosalina and the Lumas, not as she's reading the book. It's not going to be full Spaceballs. No, sir, we call it Mr. Coffee. But they're going to meet Rose. And through, being in the Comet Observatory, actually see what has happened to some of the kingdoms that have been taken over by Bowser. Again, maybe she does some weird timey-wimey, spacey-wacy stuff and kind of just shows them, this is what will happen to the Mushroom Kingdom if you don't go back and let Bowser win. Maybe this is what will happen to New Donk City, etc., etc. And it's the thing that kind of gives them their second wind of all right, look, Luigi, I know you're scared. I'm scared too. This shit is wild, bro, but we gotta go back. We have to go back and help. We can't just, sit on our laurels and not do anything. Or sit on your yannies, I suppose. Why did I even say that? Anyways, point. It's kind of what motivates them to go back. They go back. So long, gay Bowsy. Blah, 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 blah. The day is saved. Power Stars do cool things. that's probably literally the climax of the movie is probably going to be Mario like grabbing a giant power star because they all get combined. And then you just hear that dun 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 dun, or some kind of like big epic orchestral remix of it as he grabs Bowser by the tail, swings him, and then just like throws him into the Shadow Realm. That would be amazing. That would be godly. Then after that, day is saved. Everything is good. And they kind of ask the brothers, like, all right, do you guys want to go home now? And they're like, you know what? We really like it here. You know, we're going to stay in the Mushroom Kingdom, or whatever kingdom it is. Probably would just be the Mushroom Kingdom. I don't know why they would stay with DK. And the movie ends, quote unquote, with the Mario Kart thing. Maybe that's something that'll show up a little earlier in the movie, but I was looking at it, I was like, this looks like an ending. Like, just, the day is saved, we've all had some fun, let's just celebrate. And maybe DK, like, kind of talks some shit, and Mario's like, hey, you know what? Let's have a rematch, but not on the ring, let's have it on the road, and then, you know, let's go, yahoo, yippee, it was something like that. Then after that, and then it's possible that at that point the credits roll, and then you get a mid-credit scene, but I feel like it would just be, that happens, you know, they drive off into the rainbow sunset, then you cut to Rosalina, you know, she closes the book, and is like, you know, they all lived happily ever after, the end, whatever kind of denouement they want to give it. She looks, sees that the majority of the Lumas are all sleeping, and then she's like, oh, you know, like, good night, my darling, sleep well. She's about to get up to leave, but then one of the Lumas starts kind of tugging on her dress, and like, Mama, I'm still not sleepy. Might just have like a cute little yawn. Can we get one more story, please? And then Rosalina just kind of gives it that look like, okay, one more story. And then she sits down, puts the Mario book down, reaches for another one, and as she's kind of beginning her narration, she like holds up the book, opens the book, and the last shot is the cover of the book, which of course is just the Triforce. That is my prediction about how the movie is going to go, more or less. Sorry, I was like really shaking the camera for a moment. I feel like 100% confident that is how the movie is going to end. I don't know why. No, I take that back. I know exactly why. As soon as you mentioned universes and galaxies in your Mario picture, I'm like, Rosalina's going to be in this movie. I can easily see her showing up kind of like at the start of the third act to be the thing that motivates them to go back, using the Comet Observatory to observe the worlds and such. I was like, but, you know, the thing that she's really famous for, aside from being cute as hell, because, hey, I love me some Rosalina, is like her storybook, her story time. So her reading the story to the Lumas, I'm like, I could definitely see that as a framing device. That's very cute. That's very sweet. Like, it's a way to work her into the movie without having to use her if you don't want to do the Comet Observatory thing. Because I feel like that can work, but it's a little clunky. But her just, you know, reading the story, that works perfectly fine. But if you're going to do that, you should probably end the movie with her finishing the story. And if you've already done one really big Nintendo property, you're probably gonna be thinking about doing other ones. I mean, Detective Pikachu's already gotten a movie. I just kind of thought, I was like, yeah, Pokemon's gotten a movie, and it was Detective Pikachu of all things. And hey, I really liked it. I've never played the game. Like, I dig this movie. It's not phenomenal, but I still enjoyed it. Sonic's gotten a couple movies, and I think the first one's fine. I actually think the second one is really good. So I feel like, yeah, you know, with the love and care it genuinely seems like went into this movie, I can see them being like, we're gonna do Mario, let's tease the next one. Excuse me. And if the next one, I don't know if you could hear me burp, but I did, so I just say excuse me. If the next big movie is not Mario 2, there's no way it isn't Zelda. Like, 100%. And if that is literally the end of the movie is, yeah, we are officially teasing, we are doing a Zelda movie. Depending on the quality of this one, of course, the internet is going to go nuts. Like, you are going to hear, like, you might be watching a completely different movie, and you are going to hear the theater exploding with applause. I also, if this is the way the movie ends, can't wait to see the memes of Rosalina like opening the book and then the logo is something completely different. Like at one point, of course, you're going to see the Smash logo and then jokes about how they added a book. You'll see like command seals because she's now reading Fate. You'll see like the blue butterfly for Persona. You'll see like a bonfire. It's like, yeah, Rosalina's reading Dark Souls. It's a story. It's a bedtime story. Like, that to me sounds really funny. I can't wait for that shit. I don't know if they would go so far as to show a design for Link. Like, you know, she kind of opens the book, says something about like in the magical land of Hyrule, blah blah blah, and then for like the last shot is you just see this is how Link is going to look. That'd be really cool. It'd be very hype. I think just showing the Triforce is enough. Granted, I could be completely wrong. I might just be making shit up. I mean, literally, I am. I haven't seen any leaks talk about that. I remember seeing one leak several months ago, like before the first trailer came out. They talked about how it was going to be like a musical. I really hope it's a musical. I adore musicals. If not, I hope at the very least Bowser gets a song. Not just because it's Jack Black, and Jack Black is a genuinely good singer, and I love his just energy when he sings, but because it's Bowser. Even if he wasn't Jack Black, I would want Bowser to get a song. This just makes it like, come on, if he does it, it's a missed opportunity. Oh, I want it so bad. Oh my gosh, if he literally... Oh, what's the song called? The thing he sings to Peach, the Princess Toadstool. Ignorance is Bliss. If they do a version of Ignorance is Bliss, I am going to laugh so hard. My sides are going to hurt so much. Again, do I think that'll happen? No. Not quite. I feel like Bowser getting a song feels relatively likely. I don't know if they would go that far to the reference pile, but oh boy if they do. So, when the movie was first announced, I was like, okay, I am cautiously... I don't even know if I'm cautiously optimistic. I'm just cautious. After the first trailer... cautiously optimistic, but a little more on the optimistic side. Now, after the second trailer, I genuinely feel optimistic. I feel excited. I feel hyped. Of course, if it doesn't go or start or end the way I'm expecting, I will be disappointed and I'll think it's... Couldn't even say it with a straight face. But it's like, yes, I'm getting my expectations super high because I'm looking for very specific things to happen. And if they don't, they don't. Will I be disappointed? Sure, but if the movie's good regardless, the movie is good regardless. But if I'm right, I'm gonna be excited for what I'm gonna get, and these are my receipts. Like, what is it? Like the LeBron meme where it's like, man, you know, I knew this thing was gonna happen, like I should have said something. And it's like, I said it. I put it out there in the world, even if it's wrong. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this movie. I hope it's as good as I think it might be. And now I am just really excited for Jack Black singing as Bowser and to see my girl Rose. I think that's it. So, I mean, just, wahoo, yippee, let's go.